And away we go. It's another nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you by our great friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com. Download the app for Android, iPhone, and everything Galactic. You can get your delivery, pick up, or head to the store in Dayton. Tell them pump it up. Get yourself 15% off your Galactic Fried Chicken order. I'm Chad Brendel. He's Aaron Smith. It was a frustrating Sunday. At Fifth Third Arena, Bearcats fall 75-71 to Temple. They get behind by 14 at halftime. Make a steady but strong comeback. Just could never hit that shot that put them over the hump. And down they go. 17-10 on the season. And I got a lot of thoughts on this one, Aaron. I'll let you start to get your take. I got a couple different things I want to get to here. So fire away. What you got?
Well, it was a tale of two halves, right? I mean,
yes and no.
I only say that because the second half shots finally started to fall. I mean, but I mean, I don't know.
About the same. If you look at the numbers, it's about the same. Unfortunately,
maybe it was the fact that they actually stepped up defensively and got.
That's what it was a tale of two halves defensively. Defensively, in the second half, they were actually very good.
Yeah, they held Temple to 28 to their 38. They outscored them by 10 in the second half. Just could never quite get over the hump. They never got the stop when they needed it, and if they did, they couldn't transition it on the offensive side, like when Jeremiah is launching from behind the Fifth Third logo.
That one was dumb, but honestly, I didn't like shot selection. Didn't have a ton of problem with overall.
I feel like he always has, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 of those a game at this point where he's just doing heat checks, but
this team needs it. Well, I mean, I was joking with Justin when he took that. And he said, well, they either get it then or they wait 25 seconds and do the same thing. It's like, you're not wrong.
Exactly.
It was a Jeremiah Davenport day. In terms of how much the offense relied on him. 24 points, 8 of 14 from the floor. He actually did a pretty good job, I thought, inside the arc.
Yeah,
today. I mean, better than normal.
Traditionally, when he's taking those floaters or little bunnies, they're not falling for him, at least this season. And some of those were finally falling on the offensive side. So I was... Again, outside of those just heat checks, I wasn't terribly upset with his shot selection in particular. Outside of that, though, it was extremely difficult for DeJulius to get any separation just throughout the game.
Yeah,
it was frustrating. But Odie had a day offensively. Is that the first game he's been in double digits this season?
I think he's had maybe 1 or 2 others, but it's been a while. Here's the thing. So, first half, Cincinnati goes 11 of 32 from the floor, 4 of 13 from 3, 34% from the floor, 30% from 3. Second half, 34.3% from the floor, 21.1% from 3. Offensively, they just were bad. They couldn't get anything going. Once again, we run into this problem where everyone says, why are they jacking so many threes?
I didn't have an issue with it today.
I haven't had an issue with it ever. You know why? Today was another reason why I point back to that. What do you think they were on layups today?
It was ugly.
Take a guess.
I mean, they finished the day at 34%, so probably in that 28% margin.
3 of 12.
25%. Not too far.
They were 8 of 32 from 3, which is also
25%.
11 of 44 on threes and layups.
That's crazy.
You're not going to win many basketball games shooting 11 of 44 on threes and layups. That's modern basketball. That's how the game is played now. The funny thing is, if it wasn't for their mid-range game, they'd have got blown out. They were 11 of 22 from, whatever's considered a layup. Like from 5 feet to 18 feet, they were 11 of 22. Threes and layups, 11 of 44.
And I feel like even some of that mid-range was just because they, like, I know, and one in particular for DeJulius was when he had his foot on the line. I mean, there were a couple where you step back, I don't know, 2 feet, and you have yourself an additional point.
Not many. Most of them were those tough, like 15, 17 footers, or like runners or contested, like, hand in the face, step back type, like not good shots. I thought from 3, they got a lot of good shots.
They had a lot of good looks. I mean,
even most of them. Sometimes that happens.
Even though he knocked his down.
After it came out of his hand, it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
His shot mechanics, his pre-shot mechanics, not you're not going to see him in a instructional video.
No, maybe needs to work on that in the offseason. I don't know. We'll see.
But they started slow again.
Yeah, they scored 2 points in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Temple jumped out to a big lead. They led 47-33 at halftime. How you give up 47 first half points to this Temple offense, I struggle to comprehend. Some of that, of course, is because they are the 330th ranked team coming into the game in 3-point shooting, goes 8 of 10 in the first half. Sure. Now, the problem with that is, again, as we talked about, when you're giving bad shooters step in rhythm shots, they suddenly become much better shooters. It's amazing how that works.
They looked like Cincinnati looked against Wichita. They were making the extra pass and finding the guy who was wide open. They were making some penetration moves and then kicking it out to the guy who's, again, just wide open. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. I'm still exhausted.
Same.
I don't know if you're still suffering from Friday's
my sleep schedule was all messed up last night again, too. So I'm like, it's 4 a.m. I don't know why I'm still awake. I'm not tired.
Oh, yeah, because the night before I was up until 4 a.m, and now my body thinks 4 a.m. is acceptable.
It's party time. Let's go. Didn't even drink last night. Maybe I should have.
I had a little bit, and it was pointless. I think I had like one small pour of bourbon, and I was like, I'm ready to go to bed. Here's the other thing. This team just doesn't have a lot of counters. So right now, and we've talked about this all season, right? Like teams make adjustments, the adjustment works, then everybody copycats the adjustment. The adjustment right now on Cincinnati is sending bodies at David DeJulius.
Yeah.
Blitzing ball screens, like doing everything you can to either keep him from catching the ball or to get the ball out of his hands as soon as he gets it.
Does he look frustrated to you?
A little, because that's a frustrating thing.
Sure.
Like
I'd agree.
There's nothing you can really do. Like it's he's been doing, I think, like the right thing. He's trying to move the ball. He's trying to, get the defense off of him, if you will. But here's what happens. When Micah Adams-Woods goes 2 for 15, John Newman goes 2 for 9, Mike Saunders 0 for 4, Mason Madsen 1 for 3. Nobody from the guard position is doing anything to make defenses pay for that.
And
You have to make them pay.
Even DeJulius only went 6 of 16, so it wasn't a good
Yeah,
night for
but
him.
I'm
either.
not.
Not lumping him in with that. Okay.
You're missing the point of. I'm saying when teams are doing that to DeJulius,
yeah,
other guys have to score to make them pay.
Right.
Or else what? Then Dave has to start forcing things because none of the other guards are providing anything right now.
No,
they did against Wichita, but in the games that this offense is struggling, you're not having it's either Davenport or DeJulius or bust.
And I think DeJulius had, 5 of his 13 in the last minute of the game?
Yeah. I guess. But that's teams are saying Jeremiah's streaky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll deal with that. Sometimes it's going to be on, sometimes it's going to be off. We'll deal with that.
Sometimes we're going to from the logo.
We're going to take DeJulius away or do everything we can to take DeJulius away. And then if your other guys can beat us, more power to them. But playing the odds say more often than not they can't.
Yeah, if you make Newman, Micah, Mikey, whatever,
Manson,
whoever you have at center.
No, not. I'm just talking guards right now. I'm just talking guard play. I know, I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah,
those guys can't score inside. They can't.
No.
I'm done talking about that because it's not gonna change. There's 4 games left in the season.
I mean,
there's nothing the staff can do that magically all of a sudden Abdullah Doe is going to be dropping Kyle Washington hook shots.
Not in late February.
That's not happening.
Right.
But what you can't have is all of your other guards not playing up to par when everybody is sending the house at one guy.
I think Temple threw them off their offense entirely. I mean, we were playing way more ISO than I think West Miller
Temple's a problem for this team we talked about because of their length.
Yeah.
This is not a long Cincinnati team. This is, especially from the guard spots, they're undersized and they don't have length. And length really bothers them. We talked about that the first time they played Temple. That was a huge part of why they lost that game.
Well, I mean, I think
it was evident again tonight.
A lot of the passing lanes were clogged too when DeJulius was trying to even kick it when they did bring the double team in or when they did bring in
because of length.
Yeah.
That's again a major component that this team is missing is length. Go watch when they tried to press. Now, they did get a couple turnovers because they sped Temple up. But for the most part, what happened? They would trap, and the Temple dude would just throw it right over them. Because it was like gnats. They were just gnats.
The crazy thing to me was there was about 3 or 4 times in this game where the ball's just rolling on the floor, not bouncing, just simply rolling. And Temple would be able to just flick it to one of their players.
And they'd hit a 3.
It was crazy.
Yeah. That part of it is frustrating because it felt like if Cincinnati did a better job getting to 50-50 balls, you could have eliminated probably 12 points that Temple got just on those 50-50 balls. Or if you get to it and prevent, it results in possession instead of a tie up, then they get the jump ball or they get the possession arrow on the jump ball. Yeah. And then they bang a shot. The epitome of this game, though, for me was the last 45 seconds of the first half. It's at 11.
4-point play.
Well, he didn't make the free throw, but it's at 11.
Give him opportunity.
You get a wide open 3 from Jeremiah Davenport that he misses. That happened. I'm not casting aspersion at Jeremiah because he missed a shot.
When you're making 24 or 25%, you're going to miss some.
But you bang that one, you're down 8. And you go into halftime playing like crap, but with at least a smidgen of
hope,
momentum, hope. Right. And instead, they come down, hit a 3, get fouled. And what could have been 8 is out to 14. What was the final margin?
It was 4.
Yeah, that was a
4
6-point swing.
points. Yeah.
And it felt like that was a consistent theme throughout the night. And like the one you talked about, the ball just kind of rolls on the floor, ping pongs around.
After a
Temple guy picks it up. Yeah.
Fantastic defensive stop.
Yeah. And the Temple guy picks it up, throws it over on the wing, and they shoot in a 3. And then not to mention, you get into the final 4 minutes, you've got it manageable. I think it was at 7 at the under 4 media stop. So, so you got about 3.5 minutes left, and it's 7. They get 2 threes wide open, or not wide open. One was wide open. One was a good look. Chance to cut it to 4. You miss both. You cut it to 5. You get another 3 wide open, clean look. That would have cut it to 2. Miss. And then, of course, just as a slap in the face, in the final 30 seconds, they hit like all of, once they got down 9, the ball wanted to go in the basket. They made one of their last 9 shots.
It was crazy. It was a weird game.
You're just not going to win. You're not going to win when you play offense that bad. When you shoot 11 of 44 from 3 and on layups, it's very hard to win. Hopefully, we saw them figure some things out defensively in the second half. But you also have to wonder how much of that was just Temple's regression to the mean, because they're a terrible 3-point shooting team that shot 8 of 10 in the first half.
I thought the refs called a pretty physical game in this one.
I thought there were a couple calls I didn't like, but they were bad. They were overall bad. Like they were equally terrible both ways.
I just bring the refs up though, just to get to that again. John Newman gets kind of hosed on a timeout for the second time this season. I don't know how you call a jump ball when one guy's just got his hand reached out behind him with just one hand on the ball. That doesn't seem like
the only thing I don't like, and we talked about this the last time. The only thing I don't like about that, there has to be some level of reward for the guy that wins getting to the ball. Like, he got on the floor. He got the ball. He's
over the ball. His whole body is. The other guy's just got a hand behind him on the ball. Like how is that possession?
It should not be just a given that the guy that wins the ball, they're just going to allow the opponent time to get there and get a tie-up without calling a timeout. I hate that, because there should be a reward for being the tougher player, for getting to the ball, right? Like, there should be a reward for I got to the ball first. And instead, the refs just kind of wait, dilly-dally around, and then, oh, it's a jump ball. Well, no, it shouldn't be a jump ball. That guy had the ball for 2 seconds because he won the loose ball. There should be a reward. You should be granted that timeout. And that drives me crazy. I hate that.
Well, I feel like you should have some type of possession on the ball, not just a hand on it.
Yeah, but that's a hand is going to be considered possession. It's just how it works.
I don't like it, but
it might be stupid.
That's the only reason.
It's not as stupid as guy gets to ball before everyone else, and then isn't allowed to call a timeout because you're just waiting. That's what I guess that this is what drives me nuts. They just wait for it to be a jump ball so they can call it a jump ball. Right? Like, instead of making the right call, which is to give the guy that won the ball the timeout, they just wait for possession to be in doubt and then call the jump ball. Well, and let a possession arrow decide it.
That's
concerned. Like letting a coin flip decide overtime in a playoff game in the NFL. Nobody likes that.
I was concerned a couple different times that Wes was going to get tossed in this one.
He was hot. There were a couple times he was hot at his team that it looked like he was hot at the officials.
Well,
but then there were also a couple times he was pretty hot at the officials.
I watched the game from home. I actually let Ed take our tickets. The other 3 guys that I have season tickets with, none of them could go. So Ed took his family in our stead. So I was
Kelly and
listening.
Kelsey were there. They had a good time.
I was listening to the commentators though, and the commentators were saying like just that you could fry an egg on Wes's head, and as he's staring down the officials going into timeouts, and just, I mean, his
but I'm telling you, some of it was also his team that he wasn't overly thrilled with.
I mean, I can only imagine why.
Yeah. Player of the game, Jeremiah Davenport, 24 points. Like, he kept them alive in the second half.
5 rebounds.
5 rebounds. He had only 1 turnover. Played a good game. I didn't like the logo 3, but with him, you're going to have to deal with the occasional logo 3. That's part of the experience.
I think there were 2 in this one, but yeah, that one stood out the most.
1, 2, potato. Whatever. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot more. It was good to see John Newman out there after fearing that he had hurt his ankle and it was going to cost him a while. So
he was gritty out there again today.
Yeah. He had a couple really clean looks that it would have been significant if he would have knocked down, but it happens, I guess.
They still got to figure out how to make free throws.
They shot, what, 70%? I'll take that all day.
68, but
it's close enough.
Yeah.
For this team, 68 is pretty good, Aaron. That's a pretty good night at the Stripe. All right, well.
So they're playing for what, 6th place the rest of the season?
Pretty much. I just haven't even looked at standings.
Whoever won this game was going to be in the 5th place seed.
Yeah, okay.
They made a point to tell us that about 7 times throughout the broadcast. So
I didn't listen to it. So
I wish I hadn't.
Oh boy! All right, well, back on the bounce tomorrow. Brent's going to be heartbroken.
Shocker.
We'll talk him through it. That's what we do.
Yep.
4 games left. Trip to Central Florida on deck. And then USF on Saturday or Sunday. Sunday. USF over the weekend, Saturday for the
senior
day, senior night. And then SMU and Houston on the road to close things out and head to the conference tournament. That's going to wrap it up. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. Galactic Fried Chicken is the sponsor. And the show is the Nightcap. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks to our new subscribers. Hi. Right here at BearcatJournal.com.